39, USA, 6th May 1895. Dear Alasinga, this morning I received your last letter and that first volume of the Bhashya of Ramanujacharya. A few days ago I received another letter from you. Also I received a letter from Mr. Mani Iyer. I am doing well and going on in the same old rate. You mention about the lectures of Mr. Lund. I do not know who he is or where he is. He may be someone lecturing in churches, for had he big platforms, we would have heard of him. Maybe he gets them reported in some newspapers and sends them to India, and the missionaries may be making trade out of it. Well, so far I guess from the tone of your letters. It is no public affair here to call forth any defense from us, for in that case I will have to fight hundreds of them here every day. For India is now in the air, and the orthodox, including Dr. Barrows and all the rest, are struggling hard to put out the fire. In the second place, every one of these orthodox lectures against India must have a good deal of abuse hurled against me. If you hear some of the filthy stories the orthodox men and women invent against me, you will be astonished. Now, do you mean to say that a sannyasin should go about defending himself against the brutal and cowardly attacks of these self-seeking men and women? I have some very influential friends here who now and then give them their quietus. Again, why should I waste my energies defending Hinduism if the Hindus all go to sleep? What are you 300 millions of people doing there, especially those that are so proud of their learning, etc.? Why do you not take up the fighting and leave me to teach and preach? Here am I struggling day and night in the midst of strangers. What help does India send? Did the world ever see a nation with less patriotism than the Indian? If you could send and maintain for a few years a dozen well-educated strong men to preach in Europe and America, you would do immense service to India, both morally and politically. Every man who morally sympathizes with India becomes a political friend. Many of the Western people think of you as a nation of half-naked savages, and therefore only fit to be whipped into civilization. If you 300 millions become cowed by the missionaries, you cowards, and dare not say a word, what can one man do in a far distant land? Even what I have done, you do not deserve. Why do you not send your defenses to the American magazines? What prevents you? You race of cowards, physical, moral, and spiritual. You animals fit to be treated as you are with two ideas before you, lust and money. You want to prod a sannyasin to a life of constant fighting, and you are afraid of the sahib logs, even missionaries. And you will do great things? Pish! Why not some of you write a beautiful defense and send it to the Arena Publishing Company of Boston? The Arena is a magazine which will gladly publish it and perhaps pay you hard money. So far it ends. Think of this when you will be tempted to be a fool. Think that up to date, every blackguard of a Hindu that had hitherto come to Western lands had too often criticized his own faith and country in order to get praise or money. You know that I did not come to seek name and fame. It was forced upon me. Why shall I go back to India? Who will help me? You are children. You prattle you do not know what. Where are the men in Madras who will give up the world to preach religion? Worldliness and realization of God cannot go together. I am the one man who dared defend his country, and I have given them such ideas as they never expected from a Hindu. There are many who are against me, but I will never be a coward like you. There are also thousands in the country who are my friends, and hundreds who would follow me unto death. Every year they will increase, and if I live and work with them, my ideals of life and religion will be fulfilled. Do you see? I do not hear much now about the Temple Universal that was to be built in America. Yet I have a firm footing in New York, the very center of American life, and so my work will go on. I am taking several of my disciples to a summer retreat to finish their training in yoga and bhakti and jnana, and then they will be able to help carry the work on. Now, my boys, go to work. Within a month, I shall be in a position to send some money for the paper. Do not go about begging from the Hindu beggars. I will do it all myself, with my own brain and strong right hand. I do not want the help of any man here or in India. Do not press too much the Ramakrishna Avatara. Now I will tell you my discovery. All of religion is contained in the Vedanta, that is, in the three stages of the Vedanta philosophy, the Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, and Advaita. One comes after the other. These are the three stages of spiritual growth in man. Each one is necessary. This is the essential of religion. The Vedanta, applied to the various ethnic customs and creeds of India, is Hinduism. The first stage, that is Dvaita, applied to the ideas of the ethnic groups of Europe, is Christianity, as applied to the Semitic groups, Mohammedanism. The Advaita, as applied in its yoga perception form, is Buddhism, etc. Now, by religion is meant the Vedanta. The applications must vary according to the different needs, surroundings, and other circumstances of different nations. You will find that although the philosophy is the same, the Shaktas, Shaivas, etc., apply it each to their own special cult and forms. Now, in your journal, write article after article on these three systems, showing their harmony as one following after the other, and at the same time, keeping off the ceremonial forms altogether. That is, preach the philosophy, the spiritual part, and let people suit it to their own forms. I wish to write a book on this subject, therefore I wanted the three bhashyas, but only one volume of the Ramanuja Bhashya has reached me as yet. The American theosophists have seceded from the others, and now they hate India. Poor things. And Sturdy of England, who has lately been in India and met my brother Shivananda, wrote me a letter wanting to know when I go over to England. I wrote him a nice letter. What about Babu Akshay Kumar Ghosh? I do not hear anything from him more. Give the missionaries and others their dues. Get up some of our very strong men and write a nice, strong, but good-toned article on the present religious revival in India and send it to some American magazine. I am acquainted with only one or two of them. You know I am not much of a writer. I am not in the habit of going from door to door begging. I sit quiet and let things come to me. Now, my children, I could have made a grand success in the way of organizing here if I were a worldly hypocrite. Alas, that is all of religion here. Money and name is equal to priest. Money and lust is equal to layman. I am to create a new order of humanity here who are sincere believers in God and care nothing for the world. This must be slow, very slow. In the meantime, you go on with your work, and I shall steer my boat straight ahead. The journal must not be flippant but steady, calm, and high-toned. Get hold of a band of fine, steady writers. Be perfectly unselfish. Be steady and work on. We will do great things, do not fear. One thing more. Be the servant of all, and do not try in the least to govern others. That will excite jealousy and destroy everything. Go on. You have worked wonderfully well. We do not wait for help. We will work it out, my boy. Be self-reliant, faithful, and patient. Do not antagonize my other friends. Live in harmony with all. My eternal love to all. Ever yours with blessings, Vivekananda. P.S. Nobody will come to help you if you put yourself forward as a leader. Kill self first if you want to succeed.